So you're thinking about moving to Charlotte, North Carolina? Well, I can't say that I blame you. There is a lot to love about living in the Queen City. But there's also some things that I wish I knew before I moved down here. So today I'm going to actually share with you 5 things that I wish I knew before I migrated to Charlotte, North Carolina. And you're going to want to know them too, so stick around. But before I get into that, if you have absolutely no idea who I am, my name is Yadi Karina Jones, and I'm a real estate agent here in the Charlotte metro area. I would love an opportunity to earn your business if you're thinking about relocating to Charlotte, North Carolina. This channel is all about you. It's not easy making these videos, but it's worth it if that brings you value and an understanding of what it's like to live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, let's not wait another minute because I'm going to give you what you came here for, which is 5 things I wish I knew about living in Charlotte, North Carolina. So the first thing I wish I knew about Charlotte, North Carolina is that the temperature fluctuates a lot. I'm talking, it could be 30 degrees in the morning and in the afternoon, it's 57 degrees. That is almost a 30-degree variance. Charlotte, North Carolina is known for being cold in the morning and warm in the afternoon. So you really have to learn to dress in layers so that you can take some of those layers off as the day carries on. So that's something that took a while to adjust to because that's not something I was used to. I was used to about a 10-degree variance, and here it's way more than that. So the second thing I wish I knew about Charlotte, North Carolina is that when it snows here, the whole city shuts down. Now the temperatures here range from about 33 degrees to 89 degrees, so it rarely gets freezing temperatures enough to produce snow. But when it does, it is crazy down here. I'm not talking 12 inches of snow, and I'm not even talking about 6 inches of snow. I mean 1 to 2 inches can totally wreak havoc. Now there is a reason for that. Now, down here, they do not have the snowplow equipment or enough salt to be able to make the roads safe for people to travel on. So the roads end up being quite slippery and causing a lot of accidents. So that is part of the reason why things just completely shut down. And prior to getting snow, forget it. You're not going to be able to get bread, eggs, milk, and all of your staples because everybody's just going to go wild trying to make sure that they're safe in their homes because they know they're not leaving because we really don't use snow tires down here. And again, we don't have the equipment to deal with any kind of even a light snowfall. So you're going to have schools shut down, which means that you're going to have childcare issues if you are a person that needs to go into work, whether or not it snows. So the third thing I wish I knew about Charlotte, North Carolina before I moved down here is that there are some interesting creatures here. Now, what I mean by that is that when I lived in New York City, we had 3 creatures or 3 pests that we had to be concerned about. And those were oversized rats, which you usually saw in the subway train system, cockroaches, and pigeons. Those were our 3 major pests. Oh, not so much in Charlotte. In Charlotte, there is a host of things that you have to deal with. So spiders are very prevalent here. You sometimes see them in the house. In fact, we had to get pest control just to deal with spiders outside of the house and sometimes inside of the house. You also have things like cicadas, cicada killers, which I had no idea what they were. You have palmetto bugs, which is a nice way of saying flying cockroaches. And you also have snakes. Now, I know they said there's some good snakes that eat certain things and there's some bad snakes. I think they're all bad. So there are going to be a lot of things here that you're going to have to get used to. The other thing is that you also have a lot of wildlife here. So you have to avoid deer. You're going to sometimes see opossums, coyotes. You're also going to see rabbits. And true story, I remember I was taking the cover off to my barbecue grill and literally a frog jumped on my leg and I started screaming like a little baby. It wasn't a proud moment either, but it's the truth. So the fourth thing I wish I knew about Charlotte before moving here, because it would have made me a whole lot less nervous, is that there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of transplants here. In fact, if you ask most people here where they're from, they're never going to say Charlotte. Most of them are from other states and other cities. So for our family, that's actually been a good thing, because that means that other people are also seeking friendships and they're seeking to get into social circles or create social circles. So that actually makes it easier to move down here because you don't have that tight circle that no one lets you into because you're the new kid on the block. So that's actually a really positive thing for people who are moving here. So the fifth thing I wish I knew about Charlotte is that North Carolina does get hurricanes. The season is going to start somewhere in June and end in about November, but most of your hurricanes are going to hit somewhere in August or September. Now, the good news for Charlotte is that we're further inland, so we usually don't get direct hits. Actually, the last time we got a direct hit in Charlotte was in 1996. But Hurricane Ian did produce an aftermath of heavy rains. We also got flash flooding, we had power outages, and we had strong winds. So Charlotte does get the aftermath of hurricanes, but typically you're pretty safe because we're several hours inland from the coast. So thank you for spending some time with me. I shared today 5 things that I wish I knew before I got to Charlotte, North Carolina. It definitely would have helped me prepare and adapt better to my circumstances. So I'm letting you know so then that way there are no surprises if you decide to move to the Queen City. Again, I'm Yadi Karina Jones, agent with Keller Williams Select. If you have any questions about Charlotte, North Carolina, or the home buying process, I'd love to connect with you at the number below. Thanks again. See you next time.